Okey, jadi hari ni saya nak bincang latihan textbook chapter 4 yang saya minta you all buat tu kan. Okey, soalan 1 dan 5. Betul tak?
Betul.
Okey, semua dah buat ke? Ada masalah tak dengan soalan tu? Ada yang tak faham atau tak pasti macam mana nak buat, macam mana nak jawab? Kita semua okey? Semua okey?
Okey, Indus.
Okey ya. Okey, saya nak share. Okey, kita tengok soalan okay. So kita tengok soalan macam mana nak tutup ni. Okey, kita tengok soalan 1. Okay, the table shows the market demand and supply schedules for rubber in Malaysia. Okay, jadi soalan yang pertama adalah dia suruh awak apa? Lukis. Draw the market demand and supply curves for rubber using a graph paper. Okay, so first of all, kita lukis dululah. Ya, yeah, so lebih kurang macam ni lah kita punya label lah ya, price dekat sini and then quantity and then macam ni lah rupa you punya apa tu, the market equilibrium, right? So dia tak ada yang ni lah, yang ni tak ada lah ya, price floor ni tak ada untuk soalan A. Semua boleh jawab tak soalan A untuk A, draw the market equilibrium?
Boleh.
Okay, make sure make sure label 400 ya, label dia punya price equilibrium, quantity equilibrium tu kan, label macam ni. Okay, after that soalan B, determine the equilibrium price and quantity. So awak dah buat dekat diagram tu ataupun awak boleh lihat saja table lah ya, boleh tulis equilibrium price is $400 and equilibrium quantity is 2000 kilogram. Ya, tulis balik. Walaupun dah label dekat diagram tapi tulis balik sekali lagi sebab soalan B tu dia kena, awak kena mention lagi lah, awak kena stick lagi. Yes, soalan C, what will happen if the government fix the price of rubber at $500? How much is the shortage or surplus? What is the price control implemented by the government? Jadi tadi equilibrium kita 400 ya, price tu. So 500 ni adalah above the equilibrium price. So kalau above the equilibrium price, berlakulah masalah apa? Surplus. Betul tak? Macam ni. Okay. And how much is the surplus? Tolakkan sahajalah. Ya, tengok dekat table tu pun boleh tahu ya. $500, 3,200 tolak 1,500. 3,200 quantity supplied tolak 1,500 quantity demanded. So kita akan dapat 1,700 kilogram surplus. Okay, and what type of price control is this? It is price floor ataupun minimum price. Kalau harga di atas, itu adalah price floor atau minimum price. Boleh faham tak?
Boleh.
Okay, soalan D. In a separate diagram, show and explain the effects of an increase in technology on the production of rubber. So you have to draw, it's not draw lah, you have to sketch and show the effect of this in separate diagram. Maknanya bukan atas graph paper. Awak hanya sketch sahaja macam ni. Okay, so dia tanya, ya, when there is an increase in the technology. So when technology increases, dia akan affect supply. Ya, sebab teknologi ni adalah determinant of supply. So when technology increases, the cost of production will decrease. The supply of rubber will increase and the supply curve of rubber will shift rightward from SO to S1. Awak explain detail lah macam tu. And then awak sketch. Okay, so lukis dulu SO and D, demand. So this is initial equilibrium. The price is price zero and quantity is Q0. And bila supply curve shift to the right, so akan ada new equilibrium at E1. So now what happened? Yeah, there is new price and new quantity. So price decreases from P0 to P1. Quantity increases from Q0 to Q1 and E1 is the new equilibrium point. Boleh?
Boleh.
Semua clear ya? Macam mana nak jawab soalan tu? Okay. Now kita tengok pula soalan 5. Yeah, the table shows the individual demand and supply schedule for fish. Okay, page 133. Alright. So if you can see there, dia bagi individual demand and individual supply. Okay. So dia bagi kita katakan kita kata dia ada tiga orang lah untuk demand, Diana, Angela, Rosin. And untuk supply dia ada firm A, firm B and firm C. So itu kita panggil sebagai individual demand and supply. So kalau kita nak lukis, so dia tanya A, using a graph paper, plot the market demand and supply curve for fish and determine the equilibrium price and quantity. So di sini maksudnya dia suruh awak apa? Dia suruh awak lukis market. Kalau market awak kena tambah ketiga-tiga quantity demand dan ketiga-tiga quantity supply. Dapatkan market demand, market supply baru lukis. So macam ni lah. Macam ni. So tambahkan tiga-tiga lah ya. So price 5 until $25. Quantity kita tambahkan lah ya. Untuk quantity demand 15 tambah 20 tambah 17 52. 14 tambah 18 tambah 16 48. 12 tambah 15 tambah 13 40 dan seterusnya. Sama juga firm A, firm B, firm C. 5 tambah 8 tambah 13 26 dan sebagainya. Boleh faham? Jangan ambil individual demand tu lukis, tak boleh. Awak kena guna market sebab dia nak market. Market maknanya tambah ketiga-tiga tu. Boleh?
Boleh.
So bila you dah ada information ini, baru awak lukis the market equilibrium. Okay. So this is the supply and demand. Okay, so label equilibrium price 15 and equilibrium quantity is 40. Semua dapat tak?
Dapat.
Okey, macam kalau awak kan, awak pilih skala. Macam ni kalau saya pilih skala 10 10 10 untuk kuantiti. Sebab kalau saya pilih skala 20 30 20 20, 20 40 60 80, dia macam kecil sangat diagram tu jadi tak cantik. So kita kecilkan skala supaya dia nampak lebih cantik lah, lebih clear diagram tu. Ya. Okey. Soalan lepas tu dia tanya determine the equilibrium price and quantity. So the equilibrium price, tulis balik. Equilibrium price is $15, equilibrium quantity is 40 kg. Okay. Kemudian soalan B, dia tanya suppose the government impose $20 as the price control. So question 1, what is the price control implemented by the government? So tadi equilibrium price 15, betul? So government impose $20 as the price control. Jadinya kita kata apa? Okay, so government impose apa? Harga di atas harga equilibrium, government impose apa? Price floor atau minimum price. Okay, price above equilibrium price. Determine whether there will be surplus or shortage. Yeah, it is surplus. And how much is the surplus or shortage? Tolakkan sahajalah. Ya, tolakkan 20 kan tadi. Tolakkan 54 tolak 32. So kita dapat 22. Okay, semua okay? Okay. So it's optional. Bagi saya kalau sama ada disuruh awak lukis atau tidak di atas graph paper yang surplus price floor ni, Bagi saya lukis ke tidak, awak lukis je. Walaupun dia tak suruh awak label in a graph paper. Ya, supaya nanti akan dapat markah lah ya. Mana tahu boleh dapat markah lebih ke kan kat situ. Alright, now we'll move to the question C. Show the effect of the following factors on the market for fish using separate diagram. So, awak kena lukis, tunjuk effect dia lah. Yeah, so you have 3 diagram lah. Yeah, so the first one, the government increased the subsidy given to fish seller. So subsidy is determinant of supply. So bila government gives subsidy to the seller, government gives subsidy, so the cost of production will reduce. So bila cost reduce, supply will increase and supply curve will shift to the right from SO to S1. So supply shift to the right. So apa berlaku? The price reduce from P0 to P1 and quantity increases from Q0 to Q1. So you explain like this. Okay. Okay, soalan 2. The price of chicken increases. So what happen when the price of chicken increases? Apa yang akan affect kepada market fish ni? So kita tahulah chicken and fish adalah substitute goods. So when the price of chicken increases, so the demand for fish will increase. Alright? So the demand curve for fish will shift to the right from DO to D1. Okay, DO to D1. So what happened? Price increases and quantity increases. Okay. And after that, question 3, the monsoon season has just started. So monsoon ni musim tengkujuh kan? Ya. Jadinya boleh tangkap ikan ke? Tak boleh lah. Ya, tak boleh. Jadi bila monsoon season has started, the supply of fish will decrease. The supply curve shift leftward from SO to S1. And after the shift, the price increases from P0 to P1 and quantity decreases from Q0 to Q1. Okay, so nampak tak sekarang macam mana nak jawab soalan macam ni?
Nampak.
Okay. So awak juga boleh rujuk belakang dekat jawapan di belakang tu lah. Ke you all nak juga saya share jawapan yang saya buat ni?
Boleh juga.
Okay. Right. Okay so now kita tengok multiple choice question, boleh tak kita discuss together? Soalan multiple choice question page 129 until 131. So ni kita fokus on market equilibrium saja ya. Saya share sekali lah dia punya ni. Okay. So kita tengok soalan 1. Kita discuss together ya. Right, for question number 1, multiple choice. So ingat ya, you all kalau ada soalan exam ada multiple choice ya. So awak kena practice jawab lah juga. Okay, if the price is above the equilibrium price, there would be the problem apa agaknya kalau harga di atas?
Surplus.
Okay, very good. Surplus. And the price will. Harga akan naik ke akan turun?
Increase.
Turun.
Sorry? Okay, jawapan A, B, C, D.
C.
Okay. So bila price above the equilibrium price berlaku surplus. Jadi surplus itu harga akan apa? Harga akan turun kembali ke equilibrium price. Ya, so jawapan dia adalah C. If the price is above the equilibrium price, there would be the problem of surplus and the price will decrease towards the equilibrium price. Okay, soalan 2. When price increases towards the equilibrium price, the problem of will be resolved. Problem of apa will be resolved kalau harga naik ke equilibrium?
Shortage.
Okay, good. Shortage, yeah, B. Number 3, an increase in the size of population in the market will cause, population ni determinant of what?
Demand.
Demand. So it will shift the demand curve. It's not movement, ya. Movement untuk harga barang itu sendiri. Ingat. So jawapan dia apa? Increase in the size of population in the market will cause the demand curve to shift di mana? Shift rightwards. Sebab population meningkat, demand barang pun meningkat. Ya, so jawapannya D. Alright, number 4, a sales tax on cigarettes imposed by government will make the supply curve shift where? Okay, bila government impose tax kepada producer, cost akan meningkat. Bila cost meningkat, supply akan berkurangan. Jadi supply curve shift ke mana?
Left.
Leftwards. So bila supply shift leftwards, harga akan meningkat. Okay, so the answer is C. So the supply curve shift leftwards and the price will increase. Okay, number 5, what would be the effect if the government reduce the supply given to farmer? So sekarang ni government kurangkan supply, apa akan jadi? Kalau dia tambah supply, dia tambah government kurangkan subsidi. So bila government tambah subsidi sebab dia nak bantu farmers supaya tambah production, tambah supply. Kalau government reduce subsidi, apa berlaku?
Supply berkurang.
Bagus, ya. Supply of agriculture produce will decrease. Yeah, the answer is D. Okay, number 6. A severe flood caused serious damages to vegetables crops. This will result in the, so kalau berlakunya banjir, supply akan berkurangan. Jadi awak boleh sketch apa berlaku kalau supply berkurangan. So bila supply berkurangan, awak sketch supply shift to the left. Jadi apa yang berlaku, supply, yes, supply for vegetables will drop, will reduce. Yes, jawapan nombor 6 tu B. Okay, number 7, market equilibrium is a situation where A, B, C, D.
C.
Okay, C.
C.
Quantity demanded
C.
equals quantity supplied. Okay, question 8. Which of the following situation is likely when price floor is imposed by the government? Okay, apa yang berlaku kalau price floor is imposed? A, B, C, D.
D.
Okay, good. D. Ya, sebab price floor ni nak bantu siapa? Producer, supaya pendapatan dia will be protected. Ya, D. Okay, number 9. Hoarding is an activity that tends to occur when. So hoarding ni, sorokkan barang ni berlaku apabila apa? Government impose price floor ke price ceiling?
Price ceiling.
Price ceiling, ya. So dia nak, sebab price ceiling ni harga di bawah equilibrium. Jadi dia nak dapat untung, dia sorokkan barang supaya government naikkan harga. So benda ni dia akan lakukan ketika government impose price ceiling, ya. Jawapan dia B. Okay, number 10. Suppose the government implements a maximum price for wheat flour. Which of the following situation is true? Okay, so government impose price ceiling untuk tepung gandum. So apa akan berlaku? The price for wheat flour will increase. Quantity demanded for wheat flour is greater than the quantity supplied. The demand curve for wheat flour will shift to the right. The supply curve for wheat flour will shift to the right. Okay, so bila government impose price ceiling atau price floor, curve, demand curve, supply curve dia tak akan shift. So sama ada jawapan dia A atau B.
B.
Okay, B. Betul. Sebab bila government impose price ceiling atau maximum price, harga berkurangan, jadi demand akan lebih dari supply lah. Okay. Right. Question 11 until 13 based on the diagram. Okay. So this one kita tak belajar lagi. Okay, tak apa, kita tinggalkan soalan 11 sampai 13. 14 pun tak juga. Okay, number 15. Tengok 15. If the price of goods increases, the demand for their substitutes would. Macam mana ni? Adakah demand increase or decrease? Harga barang A increase, demand untuk substitutes dia increase ke decrease?
Increase.
Okay, betul. Increase. So, maknanya berlaku apa? Shift
to the right.
to the right. Yeah. So, the demand curve will shift to the right. Okay, see. Nak senang jawab soalan ni, terus fikir contoh. Okay, substitute goods ni apa ya? Oh, substitute goods ni Pepsi and Coke. So, bila harga Pepsi meningkat, okay, orang akan demand more Coke. Ya, buat macam tu. Lagi senang nak faham. Alright. Okay, soalan 16 hingga 18 based on the diagram. Okay. Number 16 ya. Which of the following factors causes the demand curve to shift from D0 to D1? Okay, so the demand curve shift to the right lah kan, D0 to D1. Jadi apakah faktor yang menyebabkan demand curve to shift rightwards? Increase in a taste and preference, decrease in income, increase in technology, decrease in the number of buyer. Which one?
A.
Ya. So bila taste kita meningkat, demand pun meningkat. Ya, untuk soalan B dengan D, demand akan menurun, dan untuk soalan C, dia affect supply. Okay, 17. What causes the movement from point A to point B? Okay, point A to point B. Apa yang menyebabkan movement daripada A to B?
Price.
Okay, good. Right? So increase in the price of old goods. Bila harga barang itu sendiri berubah. Right, 18. Which of the following situation results in the reduction of advertisement? So advertisement ni determinant of apa?
Production cost.
No. Determinant of demand ke? Yes, demand. Yeah. So advertisement adalah determinants of demand. Okay, dia akan menyebabkan shift in the demand curve. So bila advertisement reduce, so demand curve akan shift to the left. Okay, so jawapan dia apa? Shift from point
C to D.
to D. Okay, C to D. C, ya, jawapannya C. Alright, 19. Which of the following statement is correct? If demand is perfectly inelastic, okay, this one tak boleh lah, ini teks, belum belajar lagi. And okay, 20. Suppose there is a shortage of movie tickets. So we can predict that, okay, berlaku shortage dalam movie ticket, ya. So the price of the movie tickets will fall. The quantity of movie tickets sold and purchased are the same. The price of movie tickets will rise. The quantity demanded for movie tickets will be less than the quantity supplied. So bila shortage, harga di bawah harga equilibrium. Kan? Betul tak? So bila berlakunya kekurangan dalam movie tickets, jadi apa yang berlaku agaknya?
The price of movie tickets will rise.
Okay, betul. Harga akan naik. Betul tak? Bila-bila pun apabila barang itu kekurangan, maknanya demand lebih dari supply, of course producer akan naikkan harga barang. Okay, sebab demand lebih banyak. Alright. So, boleh ya?
Boleh.
Boleh.
Right. So nanti insyaAllah lepas you punya midterm break, kita akan buat discussion lah untuk soalan-soalan yang saya pernah bagi. Okay. And also saya akan bagi soalan ulang kaji untuk midterm. Yelah midterm break ni you all sepatutnya rehat lah kan. Tapi saya just bagi je latihan. Okay. So that you can prepare yourself untuk midterm exam. Okay, so kita boleh rancang lah ya. So saya rancang nak buat midterm exam berapa hari bulan? You all prefer hari apa? Boleh buat Jumaat tak? Is it okay kita buat hari Jumaat?
Boleh.
Okay, 3 hari bulan 12. Okay tak?
Boleh je.
Okey je.
Okay, so 3 hari bulan 12 pukul 10 pagi sehingga 11.30 ataupun pukul 12 lah. 10 pagi sehingga 12.30 hari. Okay, 3 hari bulan 12. Alright? Okay, kalau ada apa-apa nak tanya boleh tanya sekarang. Kalau tak ada, kita boleh stop kita punya kelas lah setakat ini saja. Tak ada soalan ya?
Tak ada.
Okay, alright. So kalau tak ada, thank you so much for your time today.